what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another candidate from our very conference, the ACC, who I think should be talked about, and that's Dalvin Cook from Florida State. I know that they have a couple of losses. I know that, there's been, Florida State is down for them with 2 losses on the year. They're not the powerhouse team that they were in 2013. But Dalvin Cook is explosive. And when he was a recruit, and Miami was recruiting him in Florida State, and recruiting was my first thing as a blogger, so that's a thing that I love following. So I really was writing about that. And our starting running back Joe Yearby played in high school with Dalvin Cook at Miami Central, and Joseph Yearby started. And I know people are going to give semantics. Oh, they ran 2 backs, blah blah blah. Look, the first play of the game, 1 running back came out. It was number 22 in front of number 4. So I get that. And I said at the time, 2 years ago when they were recruits, that Joe Yearby was a better pure running back, i.e. feet, i.e. balance, i.e. vision, than Dalvin Cook. But Dalvin Cook is far and away the more explosive player. So you can put him on kick return, punt return, swing pass. If you toss him the ball or get a crease in the running game, he's gone. But I didn't see those instincts. I didn't see that complete running back as a recruit then. And my thing was, and I said this, I wrote this, you can go find it back on State of the U, and I said, if Dalvin Cook finds any of those tangible traits of a running back, he gets the patience to let his blocker set up, he gets, the bounce, the vision to see those holes, to see the cutbacks and things like that, he's going to be a monster at this level. And I wasn't sure that we were going to see that from Dalvin Cook, and boy, have we. He's been up there working on his craft, becoming a better running back over time, and you just look up, and he's gone. 70 yards, 80 yards, and he's starting in between the tackles and waiting for a pulling guard and sitting there and playing the whole shell game, and then all of a sudden, once he puts that foot in the ground and makes a move up the field, you can't catch him. So his development has been spectacular. He's already the single-season leading rusher in Florida State history with only 1,200-something yards, which is phenomenal in my mind, but, Florida State really made their bones throwing the ball, but, this kid is breaking records. He's come back. He's beaten Miami twice. If he doesn't suit up when we play them on October 10th, Miami wins that game, plain and simple. But he was the difference maker that we're talking about. He was the one person. So he has that ability in all the areas of the game, and he's just raised his level, his vision, his physicality, his lower leg strength. He did that thing where his leg block got clipped last year. He did the 1 foot high. You can't see my feet doing it, but he did the 1 foot high thing getting to the end zone. Dalvin Cook is a bad man also. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I had a phone call. Mom, leave me alone. But Dalvin Cook, like I said, he was a bad man. And he's somebody who I think should be a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. And my mother is going to be mad at me.
I just want to point out, he finished the Wake Forest game with 2 carries for 94 yards, which is that's a silly statistic.
I try to envision, when I see a great player like that, I try to envision like a really good player in his place, not an average player, like a starting ACC tailback. Put him in the place of Dalvin Cook. Does Florida State, did he make the difference in these games? And against Miami, as Cam would attest to, it came down to the fourth quarter, and Dalvin Cook made plays throughout the entire game. There were game-changing plays against Wake Forest. You can't imagine Wake Forest is going to beat Florida State, but Joey, you just pointed it out. He made game-changing plays. Even against South Florida, man, Florida State was in trouble, and he made game-changing plays against them, against the Boston College defense that was giving up nothing. He made the plays that Florida State needed to win those games. Dalvin Cook's an exceptional player, is a great player, game-changing type player. My knock on the Fournette-Henry deal is that Leonard Fournette's a great back. He'll probably be like Todd Gurley in the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that 3-4 years from now. But Leonard Fournette, to your point, Joey, we thought had a great offensive line. They were a great offensive line against just about every other defense they played. And he was making great runs, but he's running through holes, that you could drive a truck through. And then he's throwing DBs and safeties off of him and making ridiculous athletic plays out in the open field, but he's already got 12 or 15 yards space. And then he ran up against Alabama. My opinion of Leonard Fournette hasn't changed because he played an Alabama team, and I watched that game, and he could barely get past the line of scrimmage before he's got 3 and 4 guys on his back. But Derrick Henry, exceptional back, no question, one of the top 3 or 4 backs in the country. But again, replace him with, I could go through 20 backs, they would be almost as productive.